It's been phenomenal. First ever Make Seconds Count Patient Summit here in Liverpool. We've had 16 speakers, 100 guests in the room, and nearly 400 registered online.
Having a summit like this so that we can all get together in person is so special, and it's just a really good way of sharing experiences.
The aim of the meeting is to educate the patients, provide them with a forum to listen to experts, but more importantly to ask questions. The way the meeting's set up is that we have 20 minutes to talk and then 20 minutes of questions, so the patients can really ask and grill the expert and get their questions answered.
We have patients actually as the participants in a conference or a summit where we are talking about important issues that matter to them and actually giving them opportunity to participate.
We started off with a session about the psychology of oncology, and I just think that is absolutely amazing. It's a conversation that needs to happen.
Patients need to be empowered to know what's happening, how the treatments are changing, because breast cancer in particular is an evolving field, and actually to stay on top of it, even for many oncologists, can be difficult.
It's really nice to be able to come and sort of hear from people who are like the leading people in their field, kind of tell us about the research that's ongoing, giving us a little bit of hope for the future as well.
There's been a real feeling of warmth, hope, ways to make things better for people with metastatic disease, but also how we can actually innovate within trials, maybe make things more tailored to what people want to see in those clinical trials and the treatments.
We have had some really good sessions on advances in triple negative, hormone positive and HER2 positive breast cancer, which is the bits that give us all hope and the bits that lift us up when we walk out of this room today.
This summit has been a real opportunity for conversation to happen in a way that doesn't happen in other events.
I think it's a really good event for involving patients in conferences. A lot of the people that I meet talk about that loneliness. So I think for people to socialise with each other and have that peer support at events like this actually kind of gives people that reinforcement that how they feel is valid, because that's how other people feel as well.
It's such a welcoming, highly intellectual and passionate group, and feeling a bit involved in that is just going to do your own journey wonders.
I live in a rural community and we don't have a lot of resources or information or people that we can meet up with. So to come somewhere like this to get information and to meet other women is really important.
There are patients who have come here from all over this country to try and access more information so they are in a better position to understand their cancer and access different treatments. But patients are being diagnosed with secondary breast cancer every year, and so an event like this on an annual basis would allow the maximum number of patients to attend, and hopefully that will benefit their care going forward.
I used to go to conferences, but they weren't aimed at patients, they were aimed at scientists and researchers, and I used to think it would be great if we did something just for patients, so I'm delighted we finally got this off the ground.
I wanted to come to the summit because I wanted to try and get more confident about asking questions when I see my oncologist. Just now I just go in and go, okay, and run out the door before she does anything. And now I have got tons of questions to ask.
When I met people here, they're going through the same as me. It was really nice meeting people, and everybody been really nice.
I've been hopefully supporting Mum on her journey throughout this, and I think being able to kind of learn how to advocate for her and how we can better support her as a carer and a supporter, I found that really useful.
I've never actually met anyone before who's got secondary breast cancer, and to suddenly have like 200 people or whatever it is, their knowledge and experiences, and you get little bits from it, and it's like, oh yeah, and you can apply that to how you think and how you deal with things.
It's a bit of bonding and networking, and really key in allowing them to be able to normalize some of what they're experiencing, but also what else can they do to help themselves.
You're looked after whilst you're here as well, because we've got things like the wellness room, so that it doesn't have to be too intimidating or too difficult if you're struggling, if you're still having treatment or you're having a hard time on your meds.
Most people had attended on their own, but every table at the buffet, there was huge volumes of conversation, sharing. There was no one sitting on their own, and if there was, then someone approached them to introduce themselves. So no one was physically alone, and I hope felt emotionally supported.
Judging by the feedback from people and the energy in the room, it's been a great success, and hopefully the patients have all gone away learning something new, which is really what we wanted to do.
Long may it continue as an event, and really happy to bring others from our clinical and scientific world to such meetings in the future, because I think it has been a really special event.
We need that collaboration, and we need a space to allow us to be able to have that dialogue.
We hope that this will be an event that we do every year. I know the patients are excited, I know my colleagues are excited to be here.
We really hope that we can fund subsequent events and make this an annual occasion, not only to educate and empower patients who come along, but also clinicians, so that they understand what their patients are feeling.
The whole weekend's been great. It has. It's been really good. Really got a lot from it. Thank you.